Unit 7, Lesson 3, Angle Properties of Parallel Lines. Before we start this lesson, we need to understand what the meaning of parallel lines. So let's start to find a definition for parallel lines. Parallel lines are parallel if they are always the same distance apart and will never meet. So they don't intersect together. So let's see some example or some picture to understand better what the meaning of parallel lines. So if I go to this picture, this is the tiles. As you can see, this line is vertical and this line is vertical and this line is vertical. They are all parallel. They never meet, they never intersect. The same thing for the lines in horizontal. They never intersect, they never meet. So the tile could be example of parallel lines. Let's see another picture. Railway. The railway, they never intersect, they never meet, so they are always parallel. And another picture. The lines in football field, they never meet, they never intersect, so they are parallel. So, after getting this information, let's talk about something more serious. When parallel lines are cut by a transversal, equal alternate angles are formed. Before we start this, we need to understand what the meaning of transversal line. So let's go to this picture and understand better what the meaning of transversal line. If I have a parallel line with this way, these two parallel line, and we said they never meet, they never intersect, usually we use small arrow and small arrow to show that they are parallel. With these two symbols, it's easy to understand that they are parallel. Now, if I want to draw a transversal line means I create a line, and let's choose a different color like the green color. This straight line, it's transversal line. There is a condition here. This line, if it's broken, we don't call it transversal line. For example, if I create a line with this way, and after that I create another line with this way, these two green lines, they are not transversal because they are broken. But the first one that we draw it's real transversal line. So this one, it's real transversal line. So we need to understand what the meaning when parallel lines are cut by a transversal, equal alternate angles are formed. Alternate angles, usually they have a Z pattern. Usually they have Z pattern. So I need that you understand that. Z pattern, we call it like this, or Z pattern. And actually you are not going to find that in any book, but this is to facilitate your life. Z pattern is formed for alternate angles. So let's understand this better. I will divide this page like that to write the angles, and I'm going to take this picture and see a good example of alternate angles. So I want to get your attention to this example. There is two parallel lines. This is a sample of parallel line. HE is the transversal line. As you can see, it's one straight line. It's not broken. And there is some angles. We need to know where is the alternate angles. To understand better where is the alternate angles, let's see, can I find any two angles that they form the Z pattern? I'm going to help you to see that by a green line. So maybe you can see the Z pattern after. So I'm going to choose the green color, but I need that you see it well. If I take this line straight to this point, and after that this to this, F, and after that FD. Can you see in green this angle and this angle? They are forming Z pattern. So in this case I can write these two angles with this way. I'm gonna keep the same image so you can see it. What we're gonna write here, that angle AGF equal to angle GFD. And again, for communication, to let the teacher understand why they are equal, we have to write alternate angle. It's very clear, these two, they form the Z pattern. Do I have any other alternate angle? Let's go to the same drawing and see together if we can see any alternate angle. So I'm going to remove the green. Let's see any other Z pattern. Usually we can see it, and I'm going to draw it in green again. I'm going to try to show you beside these two lines. If I joint BG and after that GF and after that FC, can you see this Z pattern? It forms two angles, this angle and this angle. They are equal because they are alternate angles and they have the Z pattern. So let's go back. How we gonna write that? Again, I'm gonna say angle BGF equal to angle GFC, angle GFC. Again, I have to add the reason, they are alternate angles. So this is the only, we can say, two pairs of alternate angles in this drawing. Actually, there is no other alternate angles. So I hope that you understand the alternate angles. They have the Z pattern, don't forget that. And any two alternate angles, they are equal. So let's move to something else. They are saying when parallel lines are cut by a transversal, again equal corresponding angles are formed. Now I need to know, how can I see the corresponding angles? How can I detect? How can I figure out which angles they are corresponding to each other? So in this case, we're gonna use the F pattern. And this F pattern, it could be with this shape, or with this shape, or with this shape, or with this shape. They are all F pattern. So let's see how we can find it in the drawing. So if I move to another drawing, the same that we had before, again, let's discover together where can I find two angles they are corresponding. So again, I'm gonna try to draw with the green line so we can see it better. If I take this part, H, G, and A, and this part G, F, and C. Can you see this green line? It make an F pattern, H, G, F, and G, A, G, C. So if I draw these two angles, they are like that. And here we go, they have, or they compose the F pattern. So how can I write that? I can say, okay, I go to this one, and I see what? These two angles, angle HGA, equal to angle HFC, angle HFC. Again, I have to show the reason to the teacher, and I have to write corresponding angles. Excellent. Do I have another corresponding angles? Let's see the drawing. Can we see any corresponding angles? Actually, I'm going to remove the old one to see better. With green again, I'm going to try to find an F. So if I make a straight line from H to F, and after that F, D, and G, B. This is another F, and these two angles, they are equal because they are corresponding. So again, I'm going to write this one, I'm going to minimize it, go to this page, and now we can write that angle HGB equal to angle HFG. Both they are equal because they are corresponding angles. Now we're gonna go back to the main drawing and we will try to discover if there is other corresponding angles. If I go and focus to this side, yes, there is other angles. If I join G with A and G with E and FC, now I can see two corresponding angles, this angle and this angle. They are forming the F pattern, as you can see. So we can go back here and we can write again that these two angles, angle AGE equal to angle CFE. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. Again, if I go back to the drawing and remove this F pattern, and let's check, can we find any other F pattern? For sure, yes. I can join B with G, G with E, and F with D. Can you see this F pattern in green? Now I can draw the two angles, and I say that two angles are equal because they are forming the F pattern, which is the corresponding angles. And F, as you can see, for your knowledge, this is obtuse angle, this is obtuse angle. Before, this was acute angle and this was acute angle. So it's normal that they are two acute angles, they are equal, and these two obtuse angles, they are equal because they are forming the corresponding angles or the F pattern. So again, I'm going to write here that angle BGF equal to angle GFE. Again, between brackets, they are equal because they are corresponding angles. I need that you notice something. For this reason, between bracket, I write the reason, which is corresponding angles. I'm not using the word F pattern. F pattern, this is for your knowledge only, but it's not mathematical word. We prefer to use corresponding angles or alternate angles, but we don't use F pattern or Z pattern. This is one thing. The second thing, make sure that you write the reason between brackets to show the teacher your understanding, and we call that communication. So you have to say the reason why they are equal together, because they are corresponding or because they are alternate angles. So these are two type of properties of angles when there is two parallel lines. Do we have anything else? Yes, there is the last one. When parallel lines are cut by a transversal, supplementary interior angles are formed. Here I need to get your attention. We don't say equal, we say supplementary. Supplementary interior angles are formed. That means the two interior angles that I'm going to show it to you, they are not equal, but they are supplementary. From previous lesson, we know that supplementary means what? That if angle A and angle B are supplementary, that means their sum equal to 180 degree. This is the meaning of supplementary. Now, what is the pattern? We know alternate angles, they have the Z pattern. We know the corresponding angle, they have the F pattern. Now, for the interior angles, some books they call it co-interior to make it more easier for the student, co-interior. And now you're going to tell me why it's easier. Because the word co starts with C, that's why it has a C pattern. And this C pattern, it could be with this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. All of them, they are C, and these are the two angles. C pattern. So let's see the C pattern on the drawing. So I'm going to open a new one, and now we're going to try together to draw in green again this C pattern before we start. So if I joint BG, then GF, then FB. Can you see in green? It has a C pattern. That means this angle and this angle, they are not equal. Be careful. They are supplementary. Why they are not equal? As you can see, how can I say that obtuse angle G equal to acute angle F? Impossible. But they are supplementary. Their total equal to 180 degree. So if we need to write that, we're going to write with this way. I can say that angle BGF, now I don't say equal, I say plus angle DFG equal to 180 degree. Why? What the reason? Because they are, again, interior angles. Please don't mention C pattern. C pattern, this is for you, but you have to mention interior angles or co-interior angles. Both are correct. Now I go back, I remove this green, and I try to discover another C pattern or co-interior or interior angles. Again, with the green line, I'm going to try to see, okay, if I say GA, GF, and FC. Can you see the C pattern here? I can draw the two interior angles. Again, their sum is 180. They are not equal, but they have a sum of 180. We call them supplementary. So again, I'm going to go back to write this. I'm going to say angle AGF plus angle GFC equal 180 degree. Again, I have to mention the reason. They are interior angles. Do I have any other interior angles? Actually, no. So that's why we are saying usually in this drawing there is two alternate angles, two interior angles, and four corresponding angles. Now, how we can summarize all this lesson? We need to see the benefit of knowing this properties, angle properties. So I'm going to show you this example. It's an easy example. The question in this one, to find angle BCD and angle DCE. For sure, if this drawing is not on scale and we cannot measure it, we have to find another way. So if I don't have a protractor and if this drawing is not to scale, that means I have to use the angle property to find these angles. So let's start with the easy one. The easiest one for me, when I see AB is parallel to CD, I have to check first where are the transversal lines. So if I have AB segment AB parallel to segment CD, I need to discover first where are the transversal line. So I'm going to try to use a pen, let's say with the purple line, to show where are the transversal line. First of all, if AB and CD they are parallel, there is line AE is transversal line. So this one is my first transversal line, number one. Another transversal line is BE. BE cut and its straight segment cut the two parallel lines, so I can see again this line is my second transversal line. And finally I can find that CB, this straight line, cut the two segment AB and CD that they are parallel, so that's why I can see that the third transversal line is CB. Now, if this is the case, I can find a lot of stuff. So let's start. I'm going to minimize this drawing and go here to another page and try to figure out how we can find the measure of this angle. If you look to AB parallel to CD and the transversal line AE, can you see this angle A with this unknown angle DCE? I need to get your attention and see what is the relation between the 110 here and this unknown angle. They are forming what? Again, as we know, we can try to draw in green this relation. I will draw with this way AE, CD, and AF. As soon as I do this, I see the F pattern. That means this 110 equal to this unknown angle, again 110. They are equal and they are forming the F pattern. F pattern means corresponding. So, as you can see, I can go now on the answer sheet and I can say angle BAE equal to angle DCE equal to 110 degree, and the reason between bracket, they are corresponding angles. In secondary, if you don't write the reason, you lose the communication marks. So you have to mention that corresponding angle, the reason. Excellent. Now let's go back to the drawing and discover another relation. I have unknown angle here, BCD. If I look well and if I remove all the green lines that I did, maybe I can discover something else. With green line again, I'm gonna try to draw something to make it easier for myself. If I join AB, BC, and CD, I did what now? I construct a Z pattern. From here I can see right away that this angle 20 equal to this unknown angle 20 again. Why? Because they have the Z pattern. That means they are alternate angles. So as you can see, 20 and 20, they are equal because they are alternate angles. I go to this one and I say angle ABC, which is 20 degree, equal to angle BCD equal to 20 degree. Why? Alternate angles. So I found the value of the two unknown angles The first one was ECD 110 and the other one was BCD 20 degree. I mentioned the reason for the teacher. Now I can get all the full marks, 10 over 10. Why? Because I found the value and I found the reason why they are equal. I hope with this small example we understood very well the three relationship between angles in case of two parallel lines and one transversal line. We can find the alternate angles, we can find the corresponding angles, and we can know that if I can find any two interior angles, their sum equal to 180. They are not equal, but they are supplementary. Their sum equal 180 degree. The last question now: can we find two interior angles that they are equal? We are saying they are supplementary. Do you think there is a way to find two interior angles that they are equal? Let's see a drawing and ask ourselves, how can I find two corresponding angles? So if this is a case, this is two interior angles. Is it possible to find that two interior angles, they are supplementary and in the same time they are equal? Think well. I'm going to remove this. And think well how we can do it equal. Actually, it's easy. If with the purple color I draw like that, this vertical line is perpendicular on the two parallel line. That means it form 90 degree and 90 degree. Can you see? Already I did two corresponding angles. They are equal 90 degree. But what about the interior angles? This angle and this angle are interior. They have the sum of 180 because supplementary, and this two, they are interior. As you can see, this is the only case that two interior angles are equal when they equal to 90 degree each. They are supplementary and in the same time they are equal. So this is the only case when the transversal line is perpendicular with the two parallel lines. I hope you understood the lesson, and thank you.